Yeah, that was about the collection side. The next I would like to talk about is sorting. Again, there is the question, why do you need sorting if you beforehand have something like a separate collection? Even there is a very straightforward answer. If you look further down the value chain to the recycler, there are only very limited collection systems where you actually can think about separating sorting from a recycling step. Like, for instance, in deposit systems, where you have a deposit system for instance, PET bottles, and have a very clean collection system, then it may make sense to do the sorting right at the recycling plant. However, if you take it a more mixed aspect with packaging material, if you collect different types of plastics, metals, aluminum, drinking cartons together, you can have up to 15 different types of output from a sorting plant. And then it may make sense to have this separate, of course, from your recycling plants for logistical reasons, and of course, in order to be able to work together with a different range of recycling technologies. The next question you have to make a decision about is most likely the question whether you want a more automatic, technicized approach to sorting or something like a manual sorting. There are 2 or 3 major things to consider. First, the question, of course, that if you want to make an investment decision into a sorting plant, which is highly automated, you're talking about an investment decision of easily up to 40, 50 million euros. And if you start up a system and really do not know about the volumes and quantities and development over time, and maybe the requirements of the subsequent recyclers, to justify within a waste management company investment decision like this is very tricky. So in order to start up a system, that's how we, for instance, did it in Germany, is maybe to start with a more manual approach to sorting, like it's done in a lot of developing countries. There are, however, of course, limitations to manual sorting. One limitation is the quality and the variety of the material. With manual sorting, it's a little tricky to sort out a large type of different polymers, since it's not easy to detect different types of polymers just by eyesight, for instance. Another aspect is the sorting rate, and with regards to the question how much waste you are actually, or valuables you're actually able to sort out of the waste stream, which you have as an incoming part. With a manual sorting, usually 40% residue is already a very good value, sometimes even higher. So in order to increase the number of recyclables being sorted out, a more automated approach over time is advisable. So this is something you may want to take a look at over time. And the other question, of course, is with manual sorting has its quantity limits. A manual sorting plant, if you have 10 to 15,000 tons of input to a manual sorting plant, this is already a large plant. And if you, for instance, roll out a collection system in a large multi-million inhabitant town, you may easily have a few 100,000 tons of material very quickly. And you either then can develop a lot of different manual plants or think about a more automated approach. And maybe talk about with, of course, experienced companies from some other countries in order, for instance, to make something like a backup system for the initial startup period when you know a little bit more about the quality and the quantity of this material.